I am not going to start wars. I am going to stop wars. That was Donald Trump's rallying cry before returning to the White House. And ever since, the US president has tried not to let go of that character by positioning himself as a mediator hell-bent on brokering peace. And now, for the first time since the invasion began, there appears to be a semblance of peace between Russia and Ukraine. Kyiv, Washington and Moscow are possibly closer than ever to a draft peace agreement. But the tough questions still stand in the way: territory, security, military restrictions, and the future of Ukraine's sovereignty itself. Ukraine has agreed to the broad outline of the US drafted peace proposal. Senior US officials say Kyiv has accepted the deal in principle, with only the final specifics left to negotiate. And President Zelensky is expected to travel to the US soon to finalize the framework directly with Trump. The deal includes several highly contentious proposals, limiting the size and capability of Ukraine's armed forces, dropping Ukraine's long-term ambition to join NATO, and ceding territory demanded by Russia, especially parts of Donbas. But Zelensky has refused to surrender eastern Donbas, particularly not in exchange for regions Russia holds in Kherson and Zaporizhzhia. So where does each side stand now? Ukraine? It's open to the core of the deal, but only Trump and Zelensky will take the final call. Kyiv continues to resist terms that seem too close to the Kremlin's script. Russia is open to talks, but strictly on its own terms. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has already warned that Moscow may reject any changes to the agreements reached at the Trump-Putin summit in Alaska. Russia wants recognition of its control over the territories it claims. Now, where does United States stand? Trump has dispatched envoy Steve Witkoff to Moscow and says a three-way meeting will only take place when the deal is nearly signed. He has openly hinted that Ukraine giving up land is inevitable, describing it as a choice between peace now or more bloodshed later. Even as diplomats negotiate, the conflict is intensifying. Russia launched major overnight missile and drone strikes on Kyiv, killing civilians and hitting critical infrastructure. Ukraine has retaliated with drone attacks deep into southern Russia. And to add to the controversy, Bloomberg published a transcript of a call between Witkoff and Russian advisor Yuri Ushakov, suggesting Witkoff coached Moscow on how to present its demands. Trump dismissed this as standard negotiation, but US Congressman Don Bacon has accused Witkoff of favoring Russia and said he cannot be trusted to lead these talks. We'll keep tracking every development in this high-stakes negotiation. Follow this space for more updates.